And so Reverend Scott Buechner has my favorite quote, and it says, "Resurrection means that the worst thing is never the last thing." And I think the older I get, the more I lean on God's providence that brings good even from the bad things that we humans do.
Please introduce yourself and tell the people where we are right now.
Sure. I'm Pastor Stacy Parvin, and we are at Trinity Presbyterian. We are a PCUSA church here in Starkville, Mississippi.
Now, I love this outdoor church. Describe to us how it feels to have church outside. It must, in some ways make you feel closer to Jesus Christ and through nature.
Sure. Well, we are all part of God's creation, and every one of us is made in God's image. And so I think when we can get outside any wall and come outside and remember that we are part of God's creation, that we move through cycles and seasons just like creation does, that it's easier to remember that this too shall pass, or new life is coming, or just any of the good phrases that help us make it through life.
And that before we started, you mentioned to me the word grace and how faith and grace go together. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about that. I thought that was such a powerful way to describe faith.
Sure. Well, for us, our faith begins with God's grace for us, that God's loved us first, and anything we do is in response to God's grace and love for us. So that's what we're doing. We just get to join. God is with us. My favorite image of God is Emmanuel, God with us. And so we know that God is here. We know that God is at work to redeem everything that's broken in this world. And that's what we get to join in and do, and to help God with anything that's broken. And that includes us. That includes feeding hungry people. It means so many things, just so that everyone is lifted up, so that one day it is on earth as it is in heaven.
And you told me before we started this interview that you had a gentleman come by and ask for help. And
sure.
Talk about that and why that's important for your church, helping citizens.
We are proud to host Helping Hands of Oktibbeha County here at Trinity, and we have support from a few churches like St. Joe's and Episcopal Church of the Resurrection to help lift people up that just need a little help with their utility bills. We've worked with Starkville Utilities to create the power of change so that people can round up on their bills, and then we're able to give people help on their utility bills, because right now it's just tough for everybody. We field about 100 to 300 calls every Monday when we host this, and it's just a tough time right now. So we're just trying to help out where we can. Well,
God bless you for doing that. That's such a powerful way to live Jesus Christ's image on earth.
Yeah, we all need help from time to time, and so that's the way I understand my faith, is that we just help each other where we can and lift each other up, encourage each other.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is, running for United States Senate in Mississippi takes a lot of faith.
Yes.
Because you have to, be able to withstand a lot of doubt.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, part of the reason we're doing Soulful Sundays is faith is such an important part of my life, such an important part of my family's life. And my wife does a great job of grounding me in faith and remembering that I don't need to lean into my own understanding.
Right.
And so, for anybody out there this Sunday, would you have a word of encouragement for them?
Sure. Well, this Sunday is Easter, so this is the heart. We're moving through the heart of our Christian faith through Lent and into Easter. So this is when we learn that God pushing through our death and sin itself means that new life can happen anywhere and at any time, to anybody, to everyone. And so Reverend Scott Buechner has my favorite quote, and it says, "Resurrection means that the worst thing is never the last thing." And I think the older I get, the more I lean on God's providence that brings good even from the bad things that we humans do.
That's such a powerful way to end. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.